Hey guys, let's try this video again, shall we? So this is like the third time I've tried recording this. Everything gets mixed up. So guess what? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna roll with it, right? So I have been patiently waiting, or trying to be patient, waiting for this guy to come fix my air. Thankfully, the past several days it's been cool and it's not been hot. Prior to that, a day or two before, it was very hot, very hot. Not hot, but it was hot enough to make you like sweat and just be uncomfortable. And anyway, so I'm dealing with that. And meanwhile, while waiting today, hang on a second. Meanwhile, while waiting today this morning, I had some things that I needed to do. I went and got that taken care of, done it quickly as possible. There was a little bit of waiting in that situation, and God came through with that again, and got back home. Still ain't here, so I came outside. I'm getting hungry. I've not ate nothing yet. I was going to do a cook with me video, but I felt impelled to come out here, get some coffee, and talk with you guys about what's on my mind right now. And so I don't really have the words that I want to say on this video. I'm just going to let the Lord speak for me, because I have so much in my mind that I need to say, but I don't know how to say it. Y'all know how it is sometimes when it's that way. But I just feel like I need to get it out. And so those of y'all know that I have been really on this healing journey for months now. Months. Okay. I want to say that I am completely, and I'm not saying this by having a big head or whatever, but I am completely proud of myself. I'm completely proud of, making changes. I'm completely proud of, getting closer to God. I'm completely proud of myself for doing all these things. I'm completely proud of myself for healing and actually feeling and healing and moving forward in situations. That's a lot for me. I am one to I don't like to show my emotions. Now, there's a side where, I'd cry about my family and stuff like that. It's totally different to what I'm getting at. I don't like people knowing if I'm going through something or if I'm sad or any of that, because I try to be positive. I try to make everyone feel better. Like that's my goal. But it's okay to feel, and it's okay to deal with things. It's okay to get that out and move forward with your life and not dwell back there anymore. And so I had spoke previously on some videos back, I can't remember when, of how healing has layers, like kind of like an onion, layers. There's different layers on an onion, and healing has different layers on that as well. Different things, if it's different situations, different feelings, different emotions. It's mind-blowing. And the more that I'm on my healing journey, I see that, and I could be just driving and I'm like, it dawns on me, wow. And I don't even know where I'm going with this video, but it's okay, because God does, okay? Just, it's okay. So let's start off with, I think it was on my birthday. April the 7th, I had to work. My kids got me a gift, got me a card, very nice, very sweet. And on my birthday, it's always bittersweet for me, because I do miss my mom so bad. But I'm always encouraged, I always encourage myself, because I'm like, my mom carried me for 9 months. Me being a mother, I know what it's like carrying your baby for 9 months. Me being a mom, I know personally what it's like to worry about your child. And then when it comes time to give birth to that child, it's in your arms, you're happy, you're blessed, you're over the moon. You have, you can't even fathom of words to say of how happy you are, and that you created this and it grew in your belly and you got to hold that child. So it's always bittersweet for me, because I know on my birthday and when my mom carried me that she had so much joy when I was in her arms. And I'm like, it's weird because how things happen in life. Like, my mom's been gone for almost 18 years, but like, even though she's gone, I can feel her presence with me, and I can feel that she was joyful that she had me. And it's bittersweet. That probably don't make sense to you guys, but if you've lost your mother, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a little bit of sadness there, but on the other side, there's a little bit of joyful there too, because just, I guess the Lord put it that way in my heart to feel that way. But regardless of that night, I just felt there was just like a burden come over me when I had laid down. I was like, for one, I was tired. But this burden of like sadness came over me, and I stayed there for a minute, like just feeling it. And I'm like, man, this is awful. Like, I hate this. And I sat up on my bed, and I had just tears just started flowing. And I don't want to cry because I don't want to get too emotional, and I just sat there on my bed, and I closed my eyes, and I started, I'm like, I can either think on these things, or I can start praising God and thanking God for the things that I do have. And I just started closing my eyes, and I just started thanking God for, my kids, and for having a roof over her head and food to eat, and that I have a good job, even though sometimes my job's so stressful. Here lately, it's been very stressful, and I just started thanking God, and I'm like, I'm going to watch a little TV, and then I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to go to bed. And I did exactly that. I done that. And I went to sleep, and it was time for work. I heard my alarm go off, and I had woke up, and I had a visitor. The Lord sent somebody in my dream. His Holy Spirit come in my dream. And I remember in the dream, now this is how God works. I remember in the dream, I had my hands up like this. I had my head down, and I remember somebody was praying for me so hard. And I remember saying in my dream, I don't exact remember, but I do remember saying, he's here. I feel his presence. He's here. And I'm going to tell you, when I woke up, I could feel it. I could feel that somebody somewhere had been praying for me that night in my sleep. But it felt like it was somebody close to me, like my mom, my mama, just like someone. And I was missing them so bad. And the Holy Spirit is their comforter. Like, I know that. And I know that the Lord was coming in and comforting my spirit. Because he showed that. And it was like a vision, but I was asleep. And I could feel his presence when I woke up. I'm like, okay, God, thank you, And I was like, thank you for that. Like, I needed that. So let's fast forward to today. So for the past 6 to 7 weeks, I've been at a different area at my job, and this different area recalls different kind of work, different types. Like, I'm normally go. This area, it's not that. So the Lord has been teaching me rest. Excuse me. And I'm not talking about like resting, like sleeping. I'm talking about like, I burped. I'm sorry. That distracted me, because when I burped, I'm like, that's so embarrassing. But I was gulping down too much coffee, and But so rest and patience. That's what the Lord's given me within my spirit. So weird. I'm not one to rest. Like I said, I'm normally the person that just goes. Like, I don't like to have like a lot of time to think, because I just don't like that. But here lately, the Lord has been showing up in situations in my life and I've been healing on those areas in my life that's uncomfortable for me. And I'm thinking, this is another growing step for me, another growing season for me, and that layer's getting pulled off. Hang on. But I was thinking, like, this is just another one of those layers, another one of those part of my healing journey that's getting peeled off, and it's uncomfortable. And the Lord himself worked today through this lady that I had to go see at the bank. Because I'm taking step forward. I'm taking leaps of faith of things that's not in my comfort zone. Because, you know, we want to stay like just comfortable with things in our life. And so I went there because I'm working my butt off to try to get a place eventually, and it's going to happen. Like, I want something that's mine. Like, I pay rent now, and it's just like, I hate just like pretty much throwing my money away. I've been here for 4 years, maybe a little longer, but I want my house to be mine, ours. Like, that's what I want. That's my goal. I've been working my tail off. I've been saving money. I've been trying to do all these things, getting things lined up to where I can do it. And the Lord himself is just teaching me to have patience with stuff and have faith in him, have hope, and all these things. But anyways, so what I'm getting at, so I had went there today. Mind you, I'm trying to get back to where I can get back when this guy comes back to fix my air unit. He still ain't here yet. And so I go there, and I'm already like in my head praying and thinking, like, you know, sometimes you want things so quickly, but if it's not the right timing, it's not going to go through. And if it does go through and it's not the right timing, then you're messed up. Like, there's always consequence behind all that. So I just pray God's will be done in every situation in my life. That's what I've been praying right now. And I'm learning, I'm living, I'm healing, I'm doing the best I can down here. And so I went in there and talked to this lady about something that I needed to get done. And she's always been one that I go to when I go down there. She's super nice. Her name's Jessica, and Jessica is my best friend that I grew up with in school. So I'm like, hey, my best friend was Jessica. And the first time that I met her, so I found out that we shared birthdays together. She was born on April the 7th as well. And anyway, so we clicked automatically. Super nice, super sweet girl. And so she walked by when I had sat down there, and she said, hey, I'll get with you in just a minute. I mean, it was pretty much packed. There was like 2 people ahead of me. And she said, and then she said, and by the way, happy belated birthday. And I said, happy birthday to you too. And so it was already a good positive start. And anyway, so it got time for me to go back there or whatever. And we sat down. I told her what I was looking into doing. And she's like, okay, let's see what I can do for you or whatever. And so she gets to looking and everything. And she's like, uh-oh, we have, like, something's come up right here. Let me look into it. And she's like, I'm like, man, it's going to be another thing to where this is going to be on pause for a minute. But I just said, whatever, you know, in my mind, like, whatever's meant to be will meant to be or whatever. And so she gets into looking, and she's like, well, this right here is a flag right here, and this right here needs to be off because this ain't you or whatever. Like, it was like getting into my credit score or whatever. So she got that off for me. She had a call, and it didn't even relate to me, so she got that off. And she gets to talking again, and she's like, and by the way, she's like, you're approved for this, what I was asking for. And I mean, I had the money to do what I needed to do, but that was in my savings. So if I were to take that and pull it out, then if an emergency were to come up or whatever, a lot of that would be depleted. So I wanted to go a different route. That's what I felt best, what I needed to do. And she looks at me and she's like, your patience is holding off. She said, it's going through. She said, it'll be in by 10 minutes, you know, before you leave, you'll be walking out, you know, and it'll be in your account or whatever. And I looked at her, patience. I'm like, okay. So it's like the Lord has been confirming things to me. And today, like, I had just been like, I haven't been like, I've just been at a place today where I'm grateful, I'm thankful. But I guess I needed a little bit of encouragement today for whatever reason. And we talked a little bit, and she just really spoke to my spirit. You know, if you're around someone and their light shows, you know, like their light, their spirit comes off to you, and you can feel the presence of like just good, like a ray of sunshine. That girl Jessica is exactly that. And she started telling me, she's like, you know, you're a very strong lady. Like, she was just like saying how pretty I was, like encouraging things. I have been so hard on myself about weight here lately. It's just been like, you know. And she was just speaking all these things to me that I already know, like about, like, you know, that I'm a hard worker. I do all these things. Like, I worked my tail off to get to where I'm at. Like, all these things that I've already like known or whatever. But it was like the Lord was just like, I was meant to be there today. And I'm not getting this out the way that I want to get it out, but it's okay. It'll come out the way it needs to or whatever. But, you know, so a lot of times in life, we want things just like that. But sometimes there's a hold on things. And in the time when there's a hold is a time where God's showing us and working on our lives and doing all these things to get us prepared for that certain time. And so, excuse me, whenever she told me in 10 minutes, this will be in your account, I'm like, that's just awesome. I can't wait to get all this. And I'm not even going to details because people like to talk, people like to do things. It's not even anything that I needed it for. That's like, anyways, they don't even matter. It's my business. But what I'm getting at is, it's amazing how the Lord can take certain things and just show your spirit and talk to your spirit what needs to be said. Because like, I opened up my account and there it was, just like that. And the Lord just started again ministering to my spirit. You know, we want things just like that. But patience is something that we all need, and we have to wait on God, because when God's ready to do something like that, He does it. And when He does it, it's the right way. It's like the way. And the Lord reminded me, in my time and in my moment, when things are getting lined up the way that they need to be, it's going to be just like that. And all of this weight and things that I've been waiting on, like my house that I prayed for, and all these things that I want and I'm going to get. Mind you, I'm grateful for what I do have. Like, I just don't like throwing my money away. You can look, like, I rented here for 5 years, and, you know, I just feel like I'm throwing my money away, and I want our house to be ours, and I want what I want. But I have been having to have patience with things in life, and I've done just that. I have worked so hard and got everything that I needed squared away, getting like, I'm this close, like this close. And I'm very proud of myself. I don't give myself enough credit. And in my learning season, I'm learning to give myself credit. I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to see these things that I didn't want to see. And it feels good. It does. A lot of times in life, we get to where you want these things or in your life, and we forget to just stop and thank God for what we do have, and like just everything. Everything could be so different. Everything could be worse. And we get agitated, we get irritated, we get distraught. And I looked at that Jessica girl. I said, girl, you keep shining your light. She said, girl, you too. She said, you too. And today's all we have right now. The moment as we speak. Well, of course you're going to be watching this, but like right now for me, this is what we got. We can't go back to yesterday. We can't move forward to tomorrow. So we've got to live our life for today and hope for a brighter day. We have to hope for a brighter future and hope for what God has in store for us, that we can see that He already knows before we speak, and that's what we'll get. And not live in self-doubt and all this stuff. I think that might be the airman. But it just opened my eyes to that. And I'm thankful for that. Hang on. Hey y'all, so I am back. The guy came and done some stuff to my unit, so we'll see if that fixed it. But anyway, so I can't remember where I left off at, but I'm gonna leave at this Bible verse. It's in Romans 15, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it. Let's see, was it that? No, it wasn't Romans, was it? Yeah, hold on. So that guy came, and I stood out there with him for a minute to see about my air conditioning unit or whatever. So anyway, so I'm going to leave it off at this because I can't remember exactly where I left off at. But so I read this these scriptures today before I made this video, like whenever I was in my car going to the bank or whatever. But it's in Romans 15, and it's verse 1 through 6. So this is what stood out to me. And it says, we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. For even Christ pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Whew, that really got me. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. I'm like, okay, go God. Now the God of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another according to Christ Jesus, that you may with one mind and one mouth glorify God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. I was like, go God. So yeah, that's what he gave me. And anyways, I'm thankful for that. So I hope this video makes sense to you all. My mind is just all over the place with this situation that I was talking to you guys about, like just all of it. And God is a good God. He's loving, kind, merciful, full of patience, full of love. And I'm thankful that there's hope. I think that we have hope in him. And he's just good to us. So I'll be praying for y'all. Y'all be praying for me. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.